Hey everybody, this is Colton, and today I'll be reviewing the Mitchell Pesca. Flip around as you can see. Okay, and now the rod itself is a, collapsible rod where you put it in half. Here's the other half. I know some people don't like those because you gotta check them after probably 10 casts or something, but this is actually, I'll show you, it's actually a really, that stinks. Alright, well this is actually really, snug fit. Takes a lot to get it out. And just the actual grip on it's nice. It's got a nice, reel holder. It's got a nice tightener on it. Very smooth. Just plastic. This is like cork kind of material right here. It's got a handle. And these, sorry about that. These actually, these last pretty long, the eyes. I call them the eyes, I guess. I don't know what you guys call them. And, yeah, they actually, if you don't put your hook on them, if you put them in here, they actually last for quite a long time. As you can probably tell, I got one of them missing right there, but no big deal. Okay, let's get on to the reel. So, the reel I have it right now is set up to, reel in with your left hand. I just like that better. It's easier, just to set the hook. And I gotta, it's pretty smooth. Of course, the only time it does that. I gotta oil it up. I haven't oiled it since last summer, actually, as you can tell. But the reel itself is actually pretty nice. I was thinking about buying a new reel, which the box I knocked down is the new reel I was thinking about buying. It is. I bought it, I guess. But, the actual reel itself is in Texas because I left it there on accident, so I won't get to show you that today. Okay, I'll put that down. Alright, next, here's what I oil it with is Hopper's lubricating oil. Okay. Okay, this is my tackle box for normally everything except for ice fishing. So as you can see, it's got that little holder so you can clamp things to it and whatever. I never really use it, but I don't know. Or you clamp the tackle box like a kayak or whatever. I kayak. Alright, here's a few things I think everyone, should use in the tackle box. I got a short grip needle nose pliers. They got the little wire kind of string cutter I use it for. And it's really nice because if the fish swallowed it, you can get it out easier without having to carry fish. Always just carry hand warmers because we're in Colorado. The weather can change, pretty fast. And I couldn't fit my big fillet knife in here. And I recently just got this. It's a case. It's really nice, actually. It's really small though, so it's good to carry in. Oh, I got a little fish stuff on it. I have to clean that off. And yeah, as you can tell, it's really small. Good for finding little small fish, say you're river fishing or something. Just got my pass for a local pond. Don't worry about that, I guess. Let's check in this pocket. Nothing in there. Just big pockets though. Look at this. Just engulfed my hand. Pretty big. Alright. Here, let's check out this side for get to the big ones. Yeah, again, nothing. I haven't used this very much. I think I got this near the end of the summer, so I couldn't use it too much. You got your fish measuring tool right here. And weight and ruler. So that's nice. I don't really fish much, sorry about that, with bobbers anymore. I don't know, I think it's kind of boring unless you're having a lot of action, but I still carry them just in case my little brother or, I want to go do something like that. Okay, so now I got some swivels. Now, I don't know why I have these in here. I guess it's just I didn't want to take them out. They're huge. I would definitely not recommend this unless you're going for huge fish, just big fish. The size I would recommend in here, the smallest, probably these, just for trout. That's all. I fish trout, bass, and all that, but I don't know, I just find those the best. And one of the reasons I actually like swivels, you may be from a different part of the States, you know, or I don't know, just wherever you're at. You may not use swivels. Like if you're bass fishing and you're using topwater or something that doesn't spin, you don't really want to use swivels because there's no need, I guess, unless you're fishing for pike, I guess, with some kind of chatterbait, and then they won't really bite your line. But the reason I really like them is because, here, I'll pull one out. I'll pull the big one out so you see kind of. Okay, so you see this right here? That's what you clamp on your lure. So you tie this on your line, and then you can clamp on new lures all the time. And most of you bass fishers probably know, it depends on the day, but fish like different lures all the time, and you know, and that's one reason. And another reason is because there's spinners that I like using for trout, and they'll knot up your line. And I don't use any bait casters too much, but it'll twist up your line, and it'll just kind of be a hassle, especially because I use braid. I would definitely suggest 8-pound braid. I think it's my favorite just for a trout. 10-pound is what I got right now. I haven't rigged up my pole yet. It's not quite summer. I'll do that. It's actually spring break's coming pretty soon, so that's good. All right, we'll get to all this later. No peeking. All right. Next, I just have an ordinary knife. You know, nothing like that you really like. Not a knife that you really cherish, because it'll get dirty. You know, cutting lines and just hanging out. You know, just cutting whatever. Okay, and it's easy to get to. That's why I put all that kind of stuff in my front pouch. Like, it's easy to get to your pliers that way. And I got a few bobbers and hooks. I hardly ever use any of this. So, stick that down. Now on the back side there's another pocket. I think we already went over that. Okay. So now we're going to get to the good stuff. Okay, like I already showed you. 10-pound braid. And I get the Power Pro. Yeah, they're really nice. I get the green. What is it? Where is it actually? Make every strike count. Oh, moss green. I see that. I just like that for kind of the dirtier waters. It really doesn't matter. It's a nice thing, you know, a nice line. Okay. Now, here's MEPS. MEPS are really, I like them a lot for trout fishing. I haven't used this yet, obviously, because it's in the package, but this looks like it'd be good for kind of your bigger trout, maybe some pike or lake trout or whatever. Some bigger trout, bigger fish. And soft bait, spinner in the front, two treble hooks. This one actually is a two hook system, but the one in the back's a 3. And I don't like using those too much because they just get torn apart, you know. And then here I got another map, so I got a few things for Christmas and all that. This MEPS is, again, it's a little bit bigger fish, not for like rivers, more like lakes. I wouldn't use this for trolling, I wouldn't say. But, you know, it's for casting out heavier lure, so you can cast it a little farther. Let's see if I can get these other kind of packed in there. Okay, now, these are pretty empty. I haven't actually used these yet. I just got them. But I filled them with a little bit of swivels. I'll put some extra swivels in there before I actually start going a lot. Okay. Now, here's my first lure box. And it's a little bit messy, but it'll work. Alright, so I have this is like kinda for smaller lakes. I got a small little Tasmanian devil, small one, and I got a few hooks and stuff, treble hooks for that. Hang it up here. I got this spinner, and yeah, I like the colors on it, that red and white. I've had a lot of luck with the yellow with the red veins on it. That's always been my first spoons. I'll show you that in a minute. Daredevil, not Tasmanian. So many devils. And again, this is a spinner. You can probably notice by piece right here. Treble hook with a little kind of fly thing on it. Same thing with this. Just, you know, some different colors. But this right here, it's kind of weird. I haven't seen much of these. Like, I fished with it a little bit. I haven't caught anything on it, but they're pretty cool. They shake in the water, kind of like they wag the tail in, kind of, you know, one of those. And that's basically it. If I were you, I'd suggest keeping those. Here, I'll actually show you. Keeping these little dividers in. I didn't, just because I don't know. They kind of annoy me sometimes. But if you look at this, all that paint scratched off. It's not like I could really use these, but you know, you gotta take care of your stuff. I think that's what I actually do tonight, is put those in. I don't care if they bother me or not. It's gonna have to do it. Alright, now this is just one of my very little spoons, like my little spoon box. I got a few Castmasters. Castmasters work pretty nice. I've got my biggest fish, I think, on a Castmaster. Oh, here's what I was talking about. This one is in the red veins, but this one gets a lot of fish too. I would suggest getting a little bit smaller size than this, but it'll work. And then this, you know, it's just a green and yellow. I haven't had too much luck with that. I think I've got a few fish. And just some small Castmasters. I'd suggest these for kind of your ordinary fish. If you're not going out to go catch big lakers or anything like that. Alright, here's my other spoon box. Now, this one I've used a lot because it's a little bit smaller than that other one. And it's a little bit brighter. So again, that yellow and red, it gets them. Alright, so I got a few Castmasters here. Nothing too fancy, just some spoons and all that. I live in a pretty windy area where I guess live, but where I go fishing is in a pretty windy area, so I got all that. And then I got the Mepps Trouter kit right here. It's got all this. It's pretty cool. It's like, I'll hold it up to the camera a little bit. It's got all the stuff you'd need, like all the lures and all that. And yeah, it's actually a really cool kit. It's the killer kit. I don't have all my lures in here right now. I think I ought to go out to my shop or whatever and go get them. But yeah, that's basically my review.